Okay, so my mandolin is breaking again. You can see here a couple of these tuning pegs, or specifically the machine heads, they're only made of plastic, so they crack and they fall off, right? I've got one fell off here, one fell off here and here. I made a video when I built this out of wood and attached that. This was the first one I ever did, this one was the second, and then off camera, you know, I didn't make a big deal out of it or whatever. This one broke, and I threw that on. So this one now is cracking, this one too, but I don't think I'm going to replace that one just yet, and the others are mostly fine. But this one is starting to really crack, and I'm going away in a week or two, so I'm not going to be able to fix it if it cracks while I'm away. So I have to fix it now. Now I need a material that is harder than the basic plastic, that will last a little bit longer. I need something that will contrast these nicely, and I didn't want to just do like another dye. I didn't want to just do more wood. So I was thinking, what could I replace it with? Maybe a little bit of stone. I've drilled into stones before. I used to make jewelry out of them, but no, because I don't have that many options. So I'd have to like go up the mountains and find something to do that. But one thing that I did have lying around was this piece of sheep's bone. I think it might be a knuckle or something. I pulled this off a carcass up the mountains a little while back and boiled it out. I made sure it was all clean, sterilized, all that kind of thing. So that is very important, because it was like rotting away. It was not sanitary. But I think I'm going to make my new machine head out of this. Now, I've never worked with bone before. I don't know what is going to cause it to break or snap. I'm probably going to fuck up, but I have spares over there, which I picked up at the same time that I picked these up. And worst case scenario, I figure I go over to my local butcher, get like cow bone or something, just see what I can find. This is going to be fucking cool though. So I'm going to make a plan, and I'm going to get back to you. The takeaway here though, I only have very basic tools. I've only attached a new machine head to my machine like a couple of times. It's not that hard. And working with bone, this is the only like uncharted territory, right? If I can figure this out, you guys can do it at home. That's the takeaway here. That's what you should, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so the process I'm using is pretty basic. I've got this chopping block for wood. I've laid out some sandpaper. You could use any sort of workbench. Sorry, I'm having trouble balancing. There we go. You can use like any sort of workbench. This is just a bit of 80 grit sandpaper here, you see? And I'm literally just rubbing the bone against it until it flattens out a little bit. You can see, if the camera will focus, I've already got like a little flat bit here and then a dent in the middle. So I'm going to keep on rubbing until I get right down into that center part. Which honestly will be destroying part of the bone that could be very useful, but it will be making this flat, which will make it much easier to drill into, which is exactly what we want. So that's the first step. It's going. We're getting there. It's slow going, but it is going. Sorry, my hand's shaking. You see the way we've only got this one little divot here that's left, and I might even leave that potentially, but that is kind of like exactly where we'd want to drill. That's like right in the middle. So I'm really hoping that doesn't get in the way, but that goes kind of deep, as you can see here. So I don't want to have to sand the whole thing back that deep if I can help it, because then the drill bit might end up coming out the walls here when we try to drill it there, and that could be annoying, to put it lightly. Shit, it might even be that this goes perfectly and we put it on and then the whole thing is just like too small to get a proper grip on when we're trying to tune it, which that's a distinct possibility. But fuck it, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Alright, so here's the step that I probably should have done already. I have the cracked tuning head here, but since it's not like completely broken yet, it still turns. It's a little bit wobbly. When I try to tighten it, I can feel it cracking. But I don't want to just like wiggle this around for a ton, so I've got this pair of grips. You can use pretty much whatever, so long as it gives you a bit of leverage. And I'm literally just going to grab this and squeeze until it pops. Here we go. I've used this before when I was doing the dice, or the die even. Oh, gotta be careful, because there's a lot of leverage on here, so we don't want to break the gears or anything in here. We just want to crack this. So you got to be real careful not to like wrench it or anything like that. You're just trying to close the jaws here. That's the only force you want to apply. I did the same thing to when I was doing the die. I broke. I had to break off the original one because the original was a D10 and it went on fine, but after that it wouldn't turn properly. So I'm going to grab this right by the edge here, and I can see it. I don't know if you can, but the crack there is getting a lot bigger. There we go. It's starting to come off. Real gentle like. There we go. And now that that's off, we have space to put on the new one. Perfect. Right. If I believed in the sanctity of corpses, this is where I would be really, really worried. I've got these two other bits of bone that I'm not going to be using. But I need to test which of my drill bits goes through bone best. You know, are we using the masonry bit, are we using a steel bit or a wood bit? You know, what's going on? So we've got to do some experiments. I'm going to start off with a wood bit because I feel like that's going to be the most likely to get a good hole here. And I'm going to go with the smallest wood bit that I have. This is a size 4, I think. And I'm literally just going to throw this in my drill and have at it. And yeah, if I believed that there was anything sacred about bits of animal, then I would really be worried here. But here we go. And if this cracks, then we know to try a different drill bit when we're doing it for real. Oh, I hit the marrow. Oh, that is completely hollow. Okay. So that went all the way through. It is completely hollow. And I think it's probably that's not a good thing. The inside is likely rotten, probably very, very germy, which is not great, but okay, so we know the wood bit goes through without breaking it, so I'm going to use that on the real one that we have here that we've prepared earlier, right? And I'm going to be very, very careful about this. We're going to have to widen this hole in a second. Oh, this is fucking nail-biting shit. So I'm going to go right in the bottom, dead center, try to get the angle right so that we don't come out the side. I'm just going to drill in just a little way and hope that I don't hit like a hollow, which I think is probably the most likely thing to happen. If I hit a hollow part in the center of this, then I'm going to have to fill it in with something and also sterilize it before that. There it is. Yep. Okay, so the inside of this is pretty much completely hollow. So I can't use that on its own. I'm going to have to widen the hole first so that it will fit on the tuning peg. I think I'll need like a size 8. Size 7, size 6, something like that. And I don't think I have a wood bit in that size. So burn that bridge when we come to it, right? For now, what I have to worry about is widen the hole, sterilize the inside, fill it with some sort of like, I don't have epoxy or anything like that, but fill it with something that the glue can grab onto when we glue it on. I could even just fill it with glue. That might work. Like hot glue, maybe? We'll widen the hole first and see. Okay, so I've widened the hole. You can probably see inside there. You see those like black bits? That is exactly what we don't want. So I'm literally, it is pretty cool though, that it's all like hollow and shit. So I'm literally just putting it on the end of the drill and moving the drill around to like widen the hole a little. Whoop. To like widen the hole a little, and then get it sort of, oh, what would be the word? Cleared out. You know, I'm trying to get some of that black gunk out, and just kind of clean that up. And once we've done that, I'm going to throw this in a pot and boil it for at least 30 minutes, which will sterilize the whole thing. And then after that, I'm just going to make sure the hole is the right size, fill this with hot glue, or maybe super glue. I'll see what I have, and then throw it on the end of there. Easy peasy. Yeah, so it is very, very faint. It was much more prominent the first time I had to boil this shit out, but now that I've opened this up, and actually it's looking pretty fucking good, but now that I've opened this up, I can smell rot again. I'm talking proper, real rot. I don't know how to describe it. Those of you who know what I mean will know what I mean. So I'm putting that and both of the drill bits in this pot. I'm going to boil the kettle. Whoop. I'm going to boil the kettle, and I'm going to fill this full of boiling water, and I'm going to keep this boiling for about 20-30 minutes, right? Because any of the germs in there are completely fucking bad, not the kind of shit that you want around you. So I'm going to try to kill them all off with boiling water, basically. Then, I mean, you already know the plan. Fill it with glue, throw it on the thing. Make sure the hole is big enough, and we'll be fine. Yeah. And here we go. I just realized that there might be like an air bubble inside the bone itself, which could be stopping. Yeah, I can see air escaping from the bone. So hang on, come on. See the way bubbles are coming out of it? That means that there's a little air bubble because it was on its side. Sorry, I should keep you like this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in. I'm going to grab the bone. Here we go. I'm going to whoop. Gotta be careful. I'm going to reach in, grab the bone, and hopefully I can get it upright, kind of, and just hold it upright for a little bit so that it can get flooded. There we go. So now it's completely submerged in the water. Now there's water inside there, and the water inside will boil, and everything will be fine. That looks fucking perfect. And of course, wash your hands, wash me, I guess. If you want to replicate this, then wash your hands, wash the pot, wash all of this as thoroughly as possible. Give it a second boil, sterilize the whole thing. Don't boil your hands, but you know, I'm gonna completely thoroughly wash all of this afterwards. Just make sure that you're safe. So while that's boiling, I had an idea, I had a thought. If we do end up putting that on the mandolin and it doesn't work, like I can't get a good enough grip on it to turn the to turn the tuning peg, then I'm gonna need an alternative. Right now I have a couple of bones still left over, so I'm thinking this might be perfect. Now it's got this split down the middle, which would make it pretty inconvenient to work with. That's probably going to crack open. But if I crack that open manually, if I want that to happen, you see it goes all the way through? If I want that to happen, then I could have two separate pieces, which would be just the right shape for grabbing and turning, you know? So I think I'm going to do that now. You'll have to forgive the precarious angle, but go fuck yourself. So this is going to sound a little bit extreme. I'm being a little bit reckless here, I know, but I don't really care because, I mean, this is just a bit of fun, okay? So I have my piece of bone here, and I'm trying to split it right down the middle there. Now, there's already a seam. I figure it's going to break along that seam if I apply enough pressure. So I have here a hatchet that I'm going to very, very gently place right in that seam, you see? And it can rock back and forth, but that hatchet isn't coming out. And now, I'm very, very carefully and very, very, ooh, much control. Easy. Look at that, perfect. Right along the seam. Absolutely, absolutely perfect. Okay. So now I just have to drill into these, same as the last one. I think I'm gonna sand down this like broken bit here just a little bit because it's a wee bit jagged. So I'm gonna sand that down, and then I'll drill into the middle of these two parts, I think, because that'll be the easiest to drill into. And then I'm gonna boil these as well to make sure they're sterilized, and we'll see what happens with them. Wait, my drill bits are still in the pot. It's cool, I can get them out. So the drill bits being made out of metal aren't as porous as the bone, so they won't need as long of a boil to become sterilized. So I'd say these two drill bits, even though they haven't been boiling for long, are probably already like sterile. But the bone is going to stay in there for a lot longer because it is porous. So the water can get in there, so the germs can get in there, so we have to let the water get in there and kill the germs. You hear me? Right. Is that straight? No. Here we go, straighten around. There we go. There we go. We broke into something there. I think we just hit marrow. There's no cavity. The hole in this one is nowhere near as cavernous as the one in the last one. It looks like just the drill hole, but with the way that gave way, I think we probably hit marrow and the drilling just got a lot easier. Here we go. And remember, you can do this at home if you don't care about the morality of the whole thing and don't believe that dead things have a conscience and yada yada yada. Anyway, let's keep going. I wonder how many people have pissed off at this. Like, I'm just doing this for my own entertainment, but I know that, like, a lot of pagans, not all pagans, because obviously there's a lot of different schools of thought with paganism, but I know a lot of pagans really wouldn't like what I'm doing here. Some other ones would love it. A lot of Christians, shit, it's not even a matter of religion. A lot of hippies, probably some farmers. There's a lot of people who wouldn't like what I'm doing here. But I'm just a little guy, I'm just doing it for myself. Oh, and we don't have OSHA in Ireland. We have like a different organization, but a lot of OSHA inspectors too. I know them from the memes. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. And that's that drilled out. Holy shit. It doesn't even feel finished. Like, it feels like it should be harder than that. Like, that was too easy, you know? But I think I'm actually going to end up using this. Like, this feels much nicer in the hand than the other bone did, whatever it was. I don't know, knuckle bone or something. So yeah, let's drill in here. Last one. And then I'm gonna sand the jagged part down and just make it a little more even, a little nicer. You don't have to be watching this whole thing. I hope you're okay with sitting through, because I don't know. I've taken you far enough where I feel like it'd be weird to hit pause at this point. And also, try not to inhale the bone dust. I'm getting a little bit of this bone dust in my lungs, and it smells bad. Probably not good for you. Fucking gripping content. Right. There we go. And I'm assuming this will work the same with like most mammalian bones. You know, they're kind of hollow, but not like as much as a bird's or anything. I got a lot of bone dust here. Come here, check this out. Check this out. See all this fucking... Hang on, let me flip the camera. See all this dust that's coming out of that? That's just powdered bone. You can use that in spells, right? I'm sure you can use that for something. Powdered bone. Where have I heard that before? Some sort of fiction thing. Anyway, I guess I'm just going to finish this off. I can just pause the video. You don't have to watch me do the whole drilling thing. I've got 2 holes in there, so I'm going to sand these bits down here. Same process as before. Then throw them in the pot and let them boil. Lovely. Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay. And, oh, that's still there. Coco, come here. Give that to the dog. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know why I locked the shed. I have more tools to put away. So, I did the sanding. These are all smooth now. It took me about 20 seconds. Not sure why I didn't just keep recording. Coco was over there. She's the dog. Come here. I got it in that video. Hello, Coco. Look at her. She was not remotely interested in that bone until I drilled the hole in it, because now she can smell the rotten marrow inside. So now she's loving it. She can get like a little bit of flavor out of that. I'm going to clean up all my tools. Boil these things. This is completely irrelevant. What else? Put all that away. Yada yada yada. Boil everything up. Oh yeah. The other bones, the ones over there, they're even better than I thought, because on the inside they're not hollow. So I can just throw the glue in and glue them on. You know, I don't have to fill them up with anything. I don't have to fill the cavity. So that's fucking fantastic. I think I am just going to use these ones. Nearly done. Nearly done. Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah. Okay, so I just took the old bone, the one that we're not using. I just took that out of the pot because we're not using it, so fuck it. But yeah, you can see it here, and the smell is back. The smell is really fucking back. Like, holy shit, I forgot how bad this was. It's not as strong as oh, what am I doing? It's not as strong as last time. It's nowhere near as strong as last time. But it is a deeply unsettling smell. So I'm going to put this bone with the other one and let Coco the dog have it. And then we'll just wait for the other. That was very close to my face. Sorry. We'll just wait for the other 2 bones to be done, and hopefully the smell will go away. I'm gonna do a second boil. Sure, you'll see, but I'll show you doing it. But I'm gonna do a second boil. So finish boiling them, make sure they're sterilized, dump out the water, pour in more clean water, boil it a second time, basically until the smell is gone. Just repeat that as many times as we need, and that's basically gonna be it. I've been looking over here for a lot of the time because I'm recording this on my phone, so this is my camera, but there's my screen, and you get the idea. All right, here we go. So I was using this as a lid on the pot. That's why I have it on a saucer here. But we have the 2 bones here, and actually there's a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of stuff peeling off them. That's weird. Would you look at that? It's peeling off. I wonder what that is. I wonder if there's any biologists on YouTube that can let me know. Probably like, oh, that's mad. I didn't expect that, actually. I didn't notice that until I turned the camera on. That's insane. Okay. Fuck. Well, I guess I'll just peel off a little bit of this by hand, see if I can use my nails to get a bit of it. And, let's see, after that, I'll just sort of clean it out with the drill one more time and glue it on. That's essentially all you have to do. So I guess I'll show you that now in a sec. Whoop. Shit, you fell. Okay, so you're back here. Let's see. As you can see here, this it won't fit on at the minute. The hole isn't big enough, right? Now, ideally, I would widen the hole and then put these back in the pot and boil them, but I am lazy. So instead, I'm just going to take my drill bit. I don't actually have a wood bit that's big enough for what I have to do, but I'm going to take my drill bit, compare it to the tuning peg. That looks like it's a little bit too small. That one's a, what, 5.5? I think so. I'm going to use a 6.5. And that looks just about right. Can you see that there? That looks just about right. Maybe a bit small, but we'll see. So I'm going to grab the drill. 1 second. Because I put that away earlier. So I'm going to grab the drill, fit the thing, and do the thing. Yay, this again. Ignore the dogs, if you can. Whoa! Ow! Fuck me, man. Okay. Shh. Right, so I'm after cut myself with a piece of bone. Isn't that lovely? So, I'm gonna put it in this, and this, I'm not gonna grip it very tight, I'm just gonna hold it still. And that'll just keep it there while we drill in. There we go. That's what you want. Oh, fuck you. That's even easier now that it's all softened. But there you go, there's the hole. And I haven't come through the back, I haven't come through the sides, so that's all good. And that should fit right on there. Yeah. So that fits right on there. And there's my new machine head. You see? So I just need a little bit of super glue now. And, oh. That hole might be a little bit too deep. I'm going to try a second one, see if I can get the hole a little bit more shallow. Let's see here. Same thing. Just going to grab it very, very gently. Very, very gently. There we go. And now, whoops. Here we go. That should be it. Let's see, is this one too deep? No, that's a little bit more shallow. The hole that hole is a little bit big, but that's fine. A little bit of super glue and that'll be perfect. So I guess I'm gonna get that. We do that now. Right, now the last time I used this, I got a little bit inside the cap. I think I might have gotten it stuck, so I'm gonna try to open this. Here we go. Kind of fucking amazing that the most specialized tools I'm using in this whole video are a pair of vice grips to get a tube of super glue open. But I'm assuming you guys won't have this problem, so have at you. Oh, fuck's sake, man. Riveting fucking content here. Bet you're real proud of yourself for watching this. Okay, got it in the vice grips. This is not looking good. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna be real careful not to squeeze the tube when I'm doing that. Oh, come on, man. Oh, fuck's sake. Come on. I'm rushing this now. Because, oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Not ideal, but fuck it. It's usable. Gonna squeeze a little bit of that in there. That should be... Actually, give it a couple more drops. That should be plenty. And now I'm literally just gonna do that. Stick that on there. Doesn't really matter the angle that it's at or anything. As long as she stays on. I'm gonna let that harden. Don't eat super glue. Try not to get that in your mouth. My hands are full. I can't actually pause the video. I'm just keeping this held down so that it stays as still as possible, mostly still, while it hardens. And yeah, so that's staying on by itself now. I can let that dry on its own. And in the meantime, I'm gonna try to get the dried super glue out of this fucking tube and then put the cap back on. And yeah, I mean, that's basically the video. That'll harden, that'll tighten. It's a new machine head now. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you try something similar.
Ah, surprise, it's me again. I bet you thought the video was over. You can probably tell I'm pretty tired right now. It is several hours later. Um, I figured I should show you the final result. So the glue is mostly dry, and there's the tuning peg. It's all fixed. It works. The mandolin plays just like normal. But you might also notice I went back, and I actually did end up fitting that first piece of bone on a different tuning peg. So that's on there now. I did not end up boiling it a second time, so it's not as sterilized as I would have liked it to be, but fuck it, it should be fine. I figured, I was sitting there thinking to myself, listen, man, I don't know if I'm gonna get the top off, if I'm gonna get the cap off this tube of super glue again. It might just be, stuck on there now, so fuck it. And I took the glue, I filled the cavity that was inside there, and I just stuck it on. Interestingly, actually, this one was softened up enough to where I didn't even have to drill into it to widen the hole. I could just push it onto the tuning peg, and the tuning peg kind of just forced it open. It didn't crack, it didn't snap, since it was so like boiled. It was pretty malleable, which was really fucking cool to see. Um, so yeah, I just filled it with glue, stuck it on, and that's on there as well. It works pretty well as well. It's not quite as grippy as I would like, but it's pretty decent. It's good enough. Um, yeah, I also think it stands out a little bit. It's a bit bigger than I would like, but fuck it, we can deal with it. Um, as for this here, I wanted to show you all my carvings because I've got an eye carved into my mandolin up here. And in the time since I've fitted these two tuning pegs, I've actually done two new carvings in the body of my mandolin. Now I really like carving shit in here, as you can probably see. I've got this mustache. This is a new one. I just did this today. It was originally supposed to be a bird, but here we go. But I carved this, and I thought, well, that doesn't really look like a bird. Let's do this instead, and I made it into a mustache. Also, got this guy. This is not a new one, but I was watching Young Justice one time, great show, and I was like, hey, Blue Beetle's wings are pretty cool. I'm going to carve a guy in there. This one is one of the ones that I did today. This is a Kung Fu guy. The stance, the posture, all of that is based on an image of a YouTuber. His channel's name is kung-fu.life, I think. I used to watch it when I was like 16, and that is where I learned all of my really, really bad drunken boxing moves. Now, he's a great teacher, fantastic. It's just that I never practiced. So, thank you to him because for a couple of years there, I was incredibly flexible, just ridiculously flexible because I
watched his videos and followed all of his flexibility stuff, but never really practiced the techniques. So I don't know, if you're interested in kung fu or drunken boxing, then go give his channel a follow and shit. I'll link it in the description because he's pretty cool. He's definitely worth a watch. He's got such a great energy. And then I also have the peace and love symbol, which used to be my tag. I used to spray paint this all over, and the squatter's right symbol, because people need houses. Then I've got a dude with a sledgehammer, which is like a vague reference to Pat the Bunny, but not really. And I have a train because I like trains. And I have these guys who are enjoying each other's company. They're great friends. They're real happy. Um, so yeah, the cool badass mandolin. Her name is Mary. I kind of regret calling her that, but it's fine. Mary continues to be the coolest mandolin I have ever seen, and she will only get cooler. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was good not seeing you. Uh, take that however you want to take it. I guess I'll not see you the next time. I don't get why YouTube. I'm just gonna fucking stop recording and upload this shit. Like I'm real tired. I hope you guys have a good day. Whoever is watching this, I hope you had an enjoyable time, and I hope you modify your instrument and personalize and customize your instrument, and I hope that that brings you joy, because that is something that not enough people do. If you get into a materialist like mindset of like preservation of a thing, or like the idea of, oh well, what if I want to resell this? That's why people have such shitty houses, because they're all like, oh well, it'll affect the resale value if I customize it. It's like, yeah, but fuck that shit, dude. Do a mural, get yourself a mosaic or some shit. Like, enjoy the shit while you have it. So yeah, carve shit into your mandolins, refit the tuning pegs, enjoy the shit that you own. And if keeping it pristine will make you enjoy it more, then fair enough. But if you're just afraid to customize your shit, don't be. This gives me so much joy. I'm very, very happy with this, and I think a lot of other people could be very happy with theirs if they would only customize. Anyway, I'm just gonna fucking upload this now. Enjoy your life. Yeah.